Research has shown that high poverty kids start out behind, they have a hard time ever catching up, and they're twice as likely to drop out of school. The beauty of what we're doing with the arts integration is that we're helping to engage the kids. We make the learning fun, real. Math concepts, going from concrete to abstract, can be really hard for these kids. But you're creating baskets, you're folding origami, and all of a sudden it's magic. It has meaning, it has real-life application. The kids are engaged, they try more, hence success. From day one, I knew that it was not enough to have an arts education program that was a feel-good. That if I wanted this program to be a part of a regular student's day, in the climate of No Child Left Behind, I knew I had to produce measurable outcomes. Is this program working? And is it raising test scores? Are kids able to think better? Are they producing better? Thankfully, whether it was UCLA, Stanford, Claremont, we had independent evaluation for the past 15 years demonstrating hardcore our programs work. Now, we have 6 states on a waiting list who have come to us saying, we need your program. We need to close that achievement gap. We need your track record. So the only way we can do that is to create an out-of-the-box model that will allow us to tap into the local artists, the local cultural traditions and talents, producing what we have done so well here, there. So they own it. Let them produce it locally. What makes Dramatic Results so successful is, number one, our content. We tightly align our curriculum to the math and language arts standards of that given school district, working with the personnel to make sure that what we do is delivered seamlessly. Secondly, it's a small group dynamic. We make sure that we have one grown-up working with 5 to 8 children week in and week out over a course of a full year, really getting to know those kids. As a result, the trust is there, the risk-taking happens, the learning happens. And thirdly, the intensity and quality of our professional development of classroom teachers. If we want to improve the outcomes in education and the way that our students learn, we've got to change and improve the way that they're taught. We do that with the training of classroom teachers. We excel at that. What makes Dramatic Results effective is really 5 things. First, solid program design. We have put together a program that has demonstrated again and again its effectiveness. It works. And it's been validated by independent evaluations from 3 different universities. Third piece, key, continuous improvement strategies. Nothing is stagnant. Every single year, as we go, we review the evaluation data. Where can we improve? What can we do differently? How do we customize it further? And we can do that because we've got a devoted, skilled staff. Between 7 of us, we have more than 50 years with this agency. And lastly, solid reputation. We have funders referring us to other funders. We get over half of our funding for our agency based strictly on the recommendation of other funders. First and foremost, is our program making a difference in students? And the answer is yes. We have proof of student outcomes. Our students outperform control kids in math, in problem solving, in creativity and self-efficacy. We're also recognized for the sound management of our agency year after year. And the fact that funders see us as such a sound investment, they're recommending us to other funders. We get cold calls. Fully 50% of our funding is coming on the direct recommendation of other funders. And the fact that we're recognized even by the U.S. Department of Education as a model among models in arts education because of our measurable outcomes. We are demonstrating that we're making a difference in how kids perform and succeed. Dramatic Results is best known for our Math in a Basket program, but it's only one of 3 programs. We have 2 others that we do directly with students. One is origami, utilizing the folding of paper to teach physics and architecture and geometry. A second is using visual and theater arts to teach language arts. And a third is the professional development that we do with classroom teachers, which is vital. Another source of surprise for a lot of people when they get to know Dramatic Results is how much we accomplish with such a small staff and a budget. We run lean and effective. We run very tight. The staff is devoted, highly talented, and very efficient. We plan to do that with our out-of-the-box model. Our single greatest measurable accomplishment is the outcoming kids. Our kids outperform control kids, out-control in some cases the rest of the state. That's significant. It's also significant that we are recognized by the U.S. Department of Education as a model among models in arts education. When they recently celebrated a 10th anniversary, they had a choice of 72 grantees from across the country to recognize, and they chose Dramatic Results of one of 7. And the fact that we have a waiting list of 6 states that have come to us and said, we have a major gap and you can help us fix it. And they've come to us. That's significant. I think the greatest challenge that we have faced has been, number one, that arts are often perceived by the school district as nice extras. Great if you can fit them in. Not as essentials. And another challenge that we've run into is that when there have been budget cuts across the districts, as there was in 2008, the arts are the first to be cut. Another challenge that we run into is teachers' perceptions and skills in the arts. In California, we passed something called Prop 13, which eliminated funding for schools to have public art. As a result, we have 3 generations of teachers that never received it, don't know, have comfort in the arts, and so we can't expect them to teach it. If we want education to change and we want to include the arts to enhance students' creativity, we must provide the investment in teachers' development and exposure and competency with the arts. That's what we do. With additional capital, we would take our proven model and create an out-of-the-box model based on that to take it nationwide so that we could serve as many children as possible across the nation. We currently have 6 states on a waiting list who have come to us asking for this model. We would use additional funding to develop that out, be on the ground, make sure that that model is successful and evaluated. And key to that is making sure that we utilize additional resources to fit into that larger puzzle of what is working in this nation for education. What needs to be changed? Making sure that the research that comes out of this model is something that will enhance the policy-making, decision-making moving forward. Our goal is to continue to work to close that achievement gap by engaging students through place and culturally based education that's arts-based, utilizing the strengths of local communities. For example, we have a 20-year track record of working in a very urban, dense setting. We now have this opportunity to be up in Alaska working with the Tlingit community, very rural, utilizing their local artists, their local traditions, with our proven track record, with our curriculum. We can do that same thing across the nation. We already have 6 states on a waiting list. That's what we're up to doing.